What if you could use 2 simple stitches to crochet a matching headband and scarf set? Over 300,000 of you watched my tutorial for my chunky crochet striped scarf, and many of you requested matching accessories. So today I'm going to show you how to crochet this matching headband using just 2 simple basic stitches, and then you can go ahead and use those same stitches to crochet a matching scarf. I'm Leisha from With Love Leisha. Let's jump in. You have a lot of yarn options for this headband. I've used Caron Simply Soft and Loops and Threads Soft and Shiny, which is a dupe of the Simply Soft. These are both level 4 medium weight yarns, and you can find the weight at the back of the yarn package. Impeccable is great if you're a new beginner. It's by Loops and Threads. The fibers are bound together more tightly, making it easier to work with. I'm using a size I 5.5 mm crochet hook. You can use what's on your yarn package. You will need scissors, a yarn needle, and optionally, a tape measure. I'm starting with a slip knot. This is how I like to do mine, but you can do yours any way you want. For my foundation row, I'm chaining the width of my headband, so how wide it is across my ear. You can chain any odd number. I'm going to chain 11 because I want to make sure it fits over my ear really well. I've got my 11 chains here, and now I'm going to chain one more for my turning chain. So I have a total of 12 chains, but I'm still going to end up with 11 stitches. For my first row, I'm going to place one single crochet in every chain all the way down. I'm going to start in the second chain from the hook. So this is my first where the yarn is coming out of, and this is my second. I'm going to insert into the center of that chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Let's do it again. Go into the center of the next chain, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And you're going to continue that all the way down. I'm at my last chain, and if you have trouble finding it, tighten up that knot. Your last chain is right next to it. This is what my first row looks like. Now, to count our stitches, we're going to count these V's along the top. Each V is one stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 is where that loop is coming out of. Now I'm going to chain 1, tighten, and turn my work to the back. For row 2, I'm going to place one herringbone half double crochet in every stitch. We'll start in the first stitch, that first V next to your chain 1. I'm going to yarn over, insert, and get that V over my hook, pull up a loop, pull through that first loop on my hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. Let's do that again. I'm going to yarn over, we've worked into that stitch, we'll go into the next one, insert, pull up a loop, pull that loop straight through the next loop on your hook, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And you're just going to continue doing that all the way down. Your last stitch is that last V on the end. If you're having trouble seeing it, you can tilt your work towards you a little bit, and you can also count your stitches to make sure that you do need one more stitch. I'm just placing my herringbone half double crochet in there, pull up, and pull through both loops. I'm going to chain 1, tighten, and turn. For row 3, we're doing the exact same thing we did for row 2. Yarn over, that's my first stitch, place my herringbone half double crochet. So go ahead and do that all the way down. Here's my last stitch, just in case you need to see it. We're going to change up the pattern a bit for the next row, so count and make sure you still have the correct number of stitches, and I do have 11. So far, we've done one row of single crochet and 2 rows of the herringbone half double crochet. Now we're going to change things up. We'll continue with the herringbone half double, but we'll add some interest. I'm still going in that first stitch with a herringbone half double, but for the next stitch, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to skip that next V right next to the stitch we worked into, and I'm going to go into the one next to it. I'll place a herringbone half double crochet in there. For the next stitch, I'm going to chain 1 again, and I'm going to skip that next stitch and go into the one after that, right there. And I'm going to place a herringbone half double crochet in that next stitch. Hey, by the way, if you're still with me and you're enjoying this pattern, go ahead and tap that like button so YouTube shows this to more beginners and they can enjoy this pattern too. Thank you. Okay, I'm just continuing that all the way down, and I'll meet you at the end. Your last stitch is on the end there, and it will be a herringbone half double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, tighten, and turn. And you get this cute design with the gaps in it. For the next 3 rows, I'm going to do a herringbone half double crochet in every stitch. My first stitch will be in the top of this post. I'm just placing a herringbone half double crochet in there. And in this gap, I'm going to do another herringbone half double crochet. I'm not going into any chains. I'm going right into that gap. The next stitch is a post, and I'm going into the top of it under the V. If you just look for the top of the post, you'll be fine. The next one will go into the gap. So continue that all the way down, and you're going to do 3 rows total of all herringbone half double crochet. This is my last stitch in the top of that last post. For my next row, I'm continuing my herringbone half double crochet in every stitch, and I'm going to do 1 more row after this. Once you've done your 3 rows of all herringbone half double crochet, you're going to go back to the row with the gaps. I'm doing 1 herringbone half double crochet in the first stitch, then chain 1, skip a stitch, herringbone half double in the stitch after that, and do that all the way down. Continue that pattern, do 3 rows of all herringbone half double followed by a row of gaps. Your headband should be 2 inches less than the circumference of your head. Once you've done a row of gaps and have about 1 inch left until your headband is the length you want it to be, meet me back here and I'll show you what to do for your last 3 rows. This is what my headband looks like. It's almost finished. I'm at 18.5 inches, and because my yarn is really stretchy, I'm going to do 19.5 inches total. I'm going to finish my headband by doing 2 rows of all herringbone half double, and then I'll do 1 row of all single crochet. If that doesn't work for you and the headband doesn't fit right, you can absolutely do 2 rows of herringbone half double and leave out the single crochet row, or you can do 3 rows of herringbone half double. Whatever works to get you the best fit. We want it to be as symmetrical as possible because we're going to join the start and the end to make the center twist, but it's totally fine if it's a little bit off. It'll still look beautiful. Once you've placed your last stitch, chain 1 and pull up a loop that comes out 4 times the width of your headband, so about 8 inches. We want one strand of the loop to be long enough to sew the headband together and hide the tail into your project. Cut in the center of that loop and pull from the skein to free the correct tail. Now you're going to push down to tighten that knot. I love this hack for threading yarn into a needle. So cool. Lay your headband so the outside is facing up. Grab both short edges of the headband and hold each edge in a V shape. Make sure your sewing tail is on the outside, and you're going to place one leg of each V in the center of the other so that they're intertwined just like this. Now for your start tail as well, we're going to sew all 4 pieces of fabric together. Place your needle under that first row of stitches, making sure to go through all 4 pieces of fabric. Now come back the way you started and just continue that all the way down. Once you've reached the end, you're going to make a knot. So I'm just making a regular knot here. And I'm going to knot both tails together as well, just to make it extra secure. To hide your tail, weave your needle between the top row of stitches. And then you're just going to come back the way you started and make sure to come over a single strand of yarn on your way back to anchor your tail really well. And then you're going to cut the excess. Repeat that for both tails and you're good to go. Turn the headband right side out. This is what your finished headband is going to look like. I used 2 strands of yarn for this one. You can absolutely use chunky yarn as well. Make sure you watch my tutorial for this chunky scarf. We're going to change the order of stitches a little bit so you get beautiful drape, and I'll also show you 2 easy ways to change yarns. If you've already crocheted this scarf, here's another great project I'm sure you'll enjoy. I hope you had a blast today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, keep crocheting with love and patience.